So that's my.
I think we need to take
mentality.
lessons, Levi. Now that we're gonna have the Joker's Gambit as the upcoming event on the GMHikaru channel, we are coaching some of the professional poker players who will participate in this 2-day charity event. Maybe after the event, we could ask them to teach us back. Like we will be coaching them at chess, and then as a return favor, they could teach us a trick or two. That's what I was trying to do with. What? Oh, sorry, I can't talk about poker anymore.
Already?
Wait, he actually played the Bongcloud.
By the
Carlsen.
champion.
Carlsen played King. Wow.
And now it's a no casting. They cannot cast anymore. Will they repeat with King E2, King E7?
It's a draw. King E2, King E7. You see, that's the trend. You invited me for the reason.
Oh my god.
Come on. Hikaru, make the move. King E7. Yes. I did it. 3 out of 3. I did it. I love to play. I mean, I love to get the perfect scores. That's what I love.
Oh my god.
I'm enjoying myself. That's super. Very well played. And what a style.
Oh my god. All right. Well, this is a historic moment of chess.
Anna is speechless. I thought it was a glitch. We were talking about poker casually and how we're gonna have these poker players competing at chess as well for charity. And then it appeared on my board, the King E2 move. I thought it was a glitch. I thought I'm looking at the wrong board.
Some poker players playing.
I love it though, because Magnus has always been one of those players that also just loves to take it with a sense of humor. And if he was going to go for a draw, it's a very stylish way to make a draw playing Hikaru's trademark Bongcloud.
Guys, every serious chess like fan has just had an aneurysm. Like they're going to Reddit.
I should make a tweet.
I already did.
Right?
I said history. I mean, this is the first time, maybe in Super GM history.
I'm gonna tweet it. I can't. I'm gonna tweet it.
Oh my gosh! Pre chess boom chess fans are molding. They're all over the place right now. I mean, the unbelievable stuff. I of course listen. When things like this happen, you have to be the first. By the way, guys, Firouzja Van Forest, Rui Lopez draw, Mamidyar of Wesley So, the same. Look, the names change. The same position. So MVL Giri we will put up. And I guess I'm waiting for Hikaru. Yeah, Hikaru's here. So I'm going to let in Hikaru. And again, Alexandra, you seem to be the...
Well, I told you.
All right, there's Hikaru, and we go to this overlay. So this is good.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
How's it going, you guys?
Wow.
Tough game, man. That was really interesting game.
Yeah, I mean, the psychology there was kind of weird, but at the end of the day, like, I mean, it's kind of in that situation doesn't really make sense, and so yes, and I think also it goes into the record books. So all the people who are big proponents of the Bongcloud, this will be like an immortal game that will be remembered for many years. So it makes a lot of sense.
We love it. This had to be. It was meant to be this way.
Hikaru, be honest. Before the game, how much of you thought that was going to happen?
I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought actually there was a high likelihood that we might make a draw in the Berlin, like every other game it seemed like that I played in the last like day and a half or so. But yeah, I think, in general, when I saw King E2, it was hard not to just break out and start laughing, because like the thing is, I was going in and a draw, of course, completely fine for both of us. So like it didn't really make sense, but it was just pretty funny. It was really, really good. I liked Magnus' style there. That was a touch of genius.
Hikaru, what do you think it's a low blow if after King E7 he played D4?
Well, kind of my thought was that I expect, I don't think someone's going to play D4 there. They're going to go King E1, King E8, and then I thought we would just play the Kramnik version of chess
no
without
castling.
castling.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I expected to happen. But yeah, it's just like I guess you could, but it's too memey to play D4 there. It just it's too weird.
It's like bad sportsmanship almost, right? I mean, it's
Yeah, I mean, but it's also kind of like it's on my end too. Knowing that going to the game a draw is completely fine for me, just to finish somewhere in the top 8. Like it'd also be very weird for me to suddenly try to like play the game. So I think for both of us, it just made a lot of sense.
So
Levi, some of the viewers are requesting a slow-mo replay because we were just screaming, and I think the moves just happened so quickly.
I'm sorry, you want me to replay the game? That's what you want me to do right now?
It's a request in the chat. I'm just voicing a request from many of our viewers because this is, as Hikaru said, a historical piece that will need to be remembered. So let's memorize it move by move.
Sure. So, white begins e4, very, classical, of course. Now black responds with e5, one of the two most popular moves. Now here there's a lot of different theory. Of course, knight f3 is the most popular. That can go into an Italian or a Ruy Lopez. White plays the daring move king e2. Now, of course, just, striking back in the center. Actually, Hikaru, what's the best move for black here?
I don't actually know. My assumption is that it's probably d5. Just my guess is d5, d3, and there's probably a way that you can prevent white from going king e1 and playing a Philidor. I'm not sure exactly how.
Probably f5
D5,
then,
D3.
after
yeah,
d3,
maybe f5
f5
even. Yeah, maybe f5 here is strong too.
Computer is trying to say ed5 with some Scandinavian look-alike position.
Right. I just know whenever I've played it, for fun, you try to get your king back and then go c3, queen c2, knight d2, and try to survive basically. But yeah, it's it's what it is.
King e7, and I'm curious what the best move is for white. It's d4, knight c3. I guess knight c3 would. Oh, but then. Okay. Anyway, so the players, decided to. Hey, if he had gone king e3, would you have gone king e6?
I don't know. Probably not. I mean, although if king e6 doesn't lose on the spot, I might have. It doesn't look like it loses on the spot, so maybe. But yeah, I mean, it was just one of those situations where I think for both of us it was a draw, and it was a good meme opening, and kind of that's the thing. Like, are you really gonna like play it out when like before the game you know that a draw is sort of the desired result? So it doesn't feel very very sporting to try and play there.
Okay, so serious conversation about a very clear meme subject aside, we have some other games going on.
Well, I mean, I wanted to add something separately, which is not so much about this game specifically, but like the draw component. I mean, there are people who are saying that like, I shouldn't be taking quick draws. But what I would say is that the format is such that the goal is the top 8. So it's like, this is probably hard for people who are not like Alexandra would understand this, I think, quite well. But when you go into these events, you're playing against the other top players. You generally have very limited ideas. You have a handful of ideas for a specific opening, or for a specific player. And so it's like if I think about the game against Anish specifically, his preparation is really, really good. And if you only have like very limited ideas, you don't want to use them in the preliminary stage when a draw is completely fine towards getting into the top 8. Once you're in the top 8, then of course anything goes and you try your hardest, but you have so few ideas that you really want to only use them at the critical moments.
I think we have a clip to show Levi if that's ready, because Magnus himself was asked about the draws. Can we show it to our viewers?
Yes, I was just because Hikaru was mentioning like Alexandra. Obviously, she's by far the most experienced with the rest of the kind of panel. So Alexandra, I don't know if you agree or if you have a different kind of mindset. But I don't know. What do you think? Would you tend to agree, like quick draws to save energy and just in general? I mean,
if you're, since the goal is to get to the top 8 and you are in a comfortable position for qualifying, then making a short draw looks very reasonable to me to save energy, because like the format is very, very demanding. 5 rapid games, 3 days in a row, and then with no 3 days continuing this knockout stage, it's quite a challenging format. But what I can't understand, and I will never understand, that if you are not in the top 8, why are you making these short draws? And we've seen many of these short draws with the players who are, they have chances to qualify, but for some reason they keep making these short draws when playing white and when playing black. At least I can understand. Although, still, if you fight for the top 8 and you are behind, you should fight in every game. It's a rapid. It's rapid after all. So that's two different things that I kind of separate, and I don't understand why some players in this tournament, when they are in the bottom of the table, they're making those short draws.
Well, here we have a very long draw in front of us. We have a rook and 3 versus rook and 3. So we have
also what I would add about the draws, like in my case, is again, I didn't play Magnus until the very last round, and so I didn't really, if I had the opportunity where in the last round I was already through and there wasn't any drama, that would always be preferable than, having to say draw against Magnus with black, or, possibly having to try and beat him with black. I mean, I really wanted to take that sort of out of the equation. So it also made complete sense. I mean, my goal today was basically draw an Ish like I did, try to press against Jordan, and then try to be solid in the other games and sort of see what the situation was. So I think it all kind of made sense.
We have a clip. I think they were talking to Magnus. Like both the heroes went to their kind of home broadcast to chat with
Jan
everybody.
won, by the way. Excuse me, but Jan won.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Does that mean he's
yes. 18 minutes on the clock. Probably it's a home preparation, but
Holy
I was just looking at this game, and it's a very nice ending. I mean, you
oh
can.
my God, he killed him. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay,
With
so-
8.5 points,
he
he's
just
in. He's
crashed.
qualifying.
And look, it's like a puzzle rush. Queen e4, rook d8, knight c5, and then.
Hikaru,
of
this
course-
is your line also, right?
yeah.
This is what happened.
Yeah, it's the exact same. Oh, but I mean, this is just terrible. Nope. Keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. No, I played bishop g1. Jan played bishop d2. Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So e5,
Wait
knight
a
e4.
second. Isn't I think d5 is wrong, or is it knight e4 that's wrong?
On
Well,
move
something
12.
went wrong.
Right, but keep going.
I also have bishop g1 way back when, but bishop d2 I don't know anything about. So what happened? What went wrong? Bishop b4, rook b8. Okay, wait, this actually doesn't look so. He sacked the queen.
Oh, so maybe Jan was bluffing and it worked or not? Or was it just
He was
good?
playing, I mean, very fast.
No, then this must have just been preparation, is my
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Rook e1.
I think so.
Rook
Yeah,
e4.
this is some kind of computer thing, some positional computer line.
Oh, but he blundered. He just blundered knight f5, knight e6.
No, but I mean, already even without knight f5 and even rook d8, it looks very unpleasant for a human. I mean, it already looks very unpleasant.
Because you're gonna get like ladder mated or something.
Yeah.
Knight c6. Well, okay. I mean, maybe this was a prep bomb. Now people will have a new idea in the Taimanov. Okay, we have. Apparently, Magnus said something about draws, so we will. Let's see. Let's see what Magnus had to say.
I thought I'd show people that there are other ways to repeat as well. Yeah. So I just wanted to have a little bit of fun there.
All right. Well, we have seen Hikaru today. I mean, I don't know how many minutes he's altogether played today. It's not many, to say the least. Are you? I know. We know you love to play out all games, Magnus. Are you a little bit annoyed to see some players go for these super quick draws all the time?
That's bait. They're bait. That's bait. That's what's going on there.
No, it's okay. It was a little bit annoying when Wesley played for a draw against me. Like, it was so annoying that I made a mistake at some point and almost lost. But I guess apart from that, 15 rounds is a lot. So I thought I'd show people.
Oh, that was the whole clip. So yeah, okay. Was a non-issue, but
No, well, I mean, I think it's like I said. The point is that basically, if the situation is favorable for both players getting top 8, like that's just how it is. And I would also say, like, people are like, well, they I think maybe change the point system perhaps, so you get more points for finishing number 1 or number 2 in the preliminary. But like, even if you do that, or you change the format to +3 for a win and 1 for a draw, that's still not going to change a lot. Like, they did this in this London Chess Classic a few years, and they had that and didn't change anything. Everybody still played their normal chess. It's like there were still like the same kind of percentage of wins and draws. It didn't really change anything. But in this event, particularly with top 8 being all that I mean, that's all you're playing for specifically. Like it's gonna happen.
Well, my idea, I don't know, you guys let me know what you think about this, if there's a way. Incentivize monetary, like, benefit for wins.
Yeah,
or...
but how do you do that?
No, I don't know.
$1,000 for a win, but I mean, like, the only way you could do is if you incentivize more for, like, winning games than, like, winning the whole tournament, but that's not right at all either. So it's, I mean, I don't know. To me, I think it's just, it's a part of the game. I mean, I think my attitude is basically, go blame Kramnik. It's all Kramnik's fault that we have the Berlin, that we have all this stuff. So Kramnik and his team, they're like the worst people in the world. They ruin chess. Plain and simple.
Yep. Wait, when did this new thing with the queen shuffling? I don't remember that being the repetition. When did that become?
That's been around for a long time. Wesley actually had in his last round game of the U.S. Championship. It's pretty funny because I think a lot of people would think of Daniel Naroditsky as playing very aggressively, and he actually the white pieces against Wesley in the last round. I think it was the 2017 U.S. Championship, 2016, and Daniel with white, he forced this repetition with Queen D4, Queen E4 against Wesley. So I mean, as you see, everybody has done it. Like it's not just me. It's not just Sergey or Ali. I mean, wasn't Ali Reza's last round game Queen D4 also? There must have been like 10 games in this event with that repetition.
Yeah, it becomes a trend.
Yeah. So no, I mean it's what it is.
And that leaves us with only 2 games for this final round, if I see it correctly. For Karyakin and Rajabov, if either of them wins, they will have 8 points, so they could mathematically still make it. We're gonna need to check the tie breaks.
Lev drew his game already. Okay, so yeah, then I mean this game will obviously be decisive, I would assume. It actually looks very good for Sergey, optically.
Okay, but here's the... Okay, so you're saying Levon already drew, so only Anton and Dubov are... so Dubov's out.
Yes. Well, he was out after the last game, yeah.
Yeah. It's only Karyakin and Rajabov that can still qualify if one of them wins, and then the tiebreak matters with Aronian. So direct encounter and number of wins.
Oh, Hikaru, you were the only player who was undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, it also, the other thing I would say with draws, which I find funny, is a lot of people are saying, like, why am I not trying harder? I mean, I think people have to realize that prior to this event, I was streaming every day for like 6 or 7 hours, I think, for previous like 10 days, in fact. And so, like, everyone's just like getting on me for not playing when, like, I out of all the players, I probably have more right to be tired going into the event than anybody else. But yeah, I mean, it was a good event. I thought I played well. I would have liked perhaps against Jordan to get more. But actually, speaking of Jordan, I think he was very unlucky in this event. I think when I look at the players who didn't qualify, he played the best by a wide margin. I mean, he should have, of course, won this game against Levon, which he lost. And like, he played well against me. He was probably winning against Maxime in the previous game too. So I mean, a little bit unfortunate for him, but yeah, I thought for me it was a pretty smooth event. No real danger I felt in. Well, maybe against Jordan I was in a little bit of danger. Maybe against Pichot I was in danger as well. But overall pretty smooth. But again, the goal is get to the top 8, and then it's like it's like the playoffs. You try to play well, and anything can happen.
So I know you've just completed kind of step 1, and I'm also gonna try to pull up the current tiebreak situation. Let me just take a look, because honestly, I can already kind of tell everybody what's the status. Okay, so Levon has the tiebreak over... Oh, well, Nepo won, so it doesn't matter. In terms of number of wins, Levon has 1 more win than Sergey. If Sergey
should be in.
But if Sergey wins this game, they have the same. But what was the score between Sergey and Aronian? What happened there?
Did they have a head-to-head?
Sorry for interrupting you guys.
Aronian won.
I think Chess24 has just tweeted that the quarterfinals are set. So even in case of Karyakin or Rajaba winning, they cannot make it.
Oh, because Aronian beat Karyakin.
So Levon knew that draw secures him a place, yeah.
Okay, well then, there you go. So
looks pretty standard.
So that means that we know the quarterfinal. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
And we
yeah,
should
we
also
do.
know Hikaru's opponent in that case, because I was looking at the 5th and 6th place. That's no 5th, 6th, and 7th. That's a tie. I wonder
I
if in their
think
tweet
they have
is it
Nepo
in
as 5
order.
right now. I don't know if that's final, but I would
Yeah,
assume
that's the
is.
question, if they have that already in the right order, because you're going to play against
Yeah, I
the
mean,
5th
I'm
place
looking to
player.
see. They don't show the tiebreaker on that tweet though, so I'm not actually sure. But again, I mean, it's also that's the other thing. It really doesn't matter who you play. I mean, maybe you would not like to play Magnus in the first match, but I mean, honestly, when I look at everybody else in the top 8, I can't say, oh, I would have rather played this person than that person. So yeah, it's you just take it as it comes, and it should be fun.
I'll wait for the final kind of bracket, because they haven't tweeted a bracket, right? That's the thing. They've tweeted that they have the people.
Yeah, they just have the top 8 listed.
It has a bracket, but it doesn't show the tie break, so that's confusing about it. Another update, by the way, is that the Wikipedia page of the Bongcloud has also been updated. It now has a paragraph saying, on March 15th, 2021, Carlsen playing white led with the Bongcloud in a game against Nakamura, who mirrored the opening, leading to a double Bongcloud position.
Oh,
Alexandra,
you know what we could have done? You know what would have been really
Yeah.
creative, as they say in the article? It could have gone Queen E1 after King E2, King E7, Queen E1, Queen E8, King D1, King D8. That would have been actually pretty funny.
Alexandra, how do you feel about being a part of history here? I feel like we're mildly insulting your intelligence and like class. I'm
well no, because people keep asking me about whether I have ever played a Bongcloud opening, and I was answering to usually my answer was, what is the Bongcloud opening? But now, I mean, I cannot pretend as if I don't know, have no idea about this opening. So I need to spend some time analyzing these games that happened today in more details and finding like the refutation of the Bongcloud opening. That would be quite useful, I think, for the upcoming games, because this opening after today's game, it's definitely is becoming like _1 opening for many online games. So need to prepare.
Very well said.
According to the recent tweet, they were interviewing Jan, and he's like, they tweeted the quote, and he said that, I'll obviously play anybody, whatever. And then they said that actually in the tweet, they haven't tweeted a bracket, but they said that you two are playing. That's what they said. So
okay.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's all good. Like I said, I think everyone has that attitude. If you can, you'd like to probably avoid Magnus in the first round, in the first match. But other than that, I mean, like I said, I don't think there's any player that I look at. It's like, oh yeah, I'd rather play them than this guy. I mean, it's just everyone's very strong and very capable. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, for a while there, you and Firouzja were 4 and 5, so that was that was fun. But
yeah, I mean, I think actually for Ali Reza, he actually improved on like the previous. I think he played 2 of previous events, and he improved, and like here he was very stable. He locked it down, didn't kind of get out of the comfort zone the last couple of rounds like he did in one of the previous events. Because I feel like in one or both of them, he lost in the final round, and it knocked him out of the top 8. And so it's actually pretty nice to see how he was able to keep it controlled, and he just got in, and now, I mean, anything goes.
Very true, and he will be facing, if this cross table is the correct list, then he will be playing against Wesley So in the quarterfinals.
Right. I mean, like I said, all the matches are very tough. I mean, I think actually, if I'm Wesley, Ali Reza is probably one of the players who I think has scored quite well against him. Like in I think they played in, was it Norway Chess? They played in something, I thought, where or maybe it was a Title Tuesday, I don't even remember. But I thought that Ali Reza had done quite well against him in their few games recently. So it should be a really, really exciting match between those two. I think every match is going to be exciting. Did Lev play at Magnus in the first round of the last event too, or am I crazy?
Honestly,
we'll need to look it up because there have been so many events we had to blur.
I feel like somehow Lev has played Magnus in like the first match in a lot of these events, but maybe I'm completely insane.
No, it was Magnus Dubov in last time, and then it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at
I'm
the.
just crazy. All right.
No, no one remembers. I mean, we thought Anish didn't even make the last one, and it turned out that he did.
Thought.
It turned out it was
Which event, Hikaru, sorry, Levi, I was cutting you there, but I think Hikaru will remember better. Which event was Anish's meltdown when he started very well and
I think
then
that
day
would have
3
been.
was
I
terrible?
think that was 2 events ago. So I
Two
think that
events
was
ago, the Air Things Masters.
I think so. It was the first or second one because it wasn't the
Okay.
last one, but I
And
think it
that's
was
why
the
he
second
didn't
one.
qualify. Okay, that makes sense because we
Yeah.
were just looking at it and it's all a blur. There are so many games and glad that you remember because we're trying to recall it, which event was which. But
Right.
it's not
I
so
mean,
easy to
again,
keep
I think
track.
it's pretty insane. I mean, the so many events you could they kind of start to blur together, and I think like when like over the board chess starts happening and people start looking at the games and using the databases to look at what people are playing, they're going to be spammed with like this huge wall of like these draws like in the Berlin, like you're going to see like this like A4 plate, you're going to see all the top games with like A4 and like, you know, like my game against Dubov, for example, I think we've repeated that line like 2 or 3 times. My game against Timur also like 2 or 3 times. So it's going to be very hard to sort of distinguish and separate between all these online games.
I feel kind of bad for Sergey and Timur because they don't know the situation. Like, shouldn't they know that neither can...
That's actually a good question, but unless someone told them before the round that if Levon got to 8, they couldn't get in, they probably have no idea. Because I know, like, I mentioned this before, but they added a sort of a regulation, which is that I know for the last, like, I think it's the last round for sure, maybe last 2 rounds, but you're allowed through the link they provide for the games. You can click on that link and watch the other people's games. So theoretically, like Timur could tab between his game and then like Levon's game if it was ongoing. But I suspect they probably had no idea that they're both eliminated if this is a draw. Because if they did, I think they would just draw right now. Probably they just like swap and make a draw.
We got the clip of like the actual live action commentary, by the way. So I have that clip also. Can share that with the chat, but it's in the form of a tweet. It's because I don't think there's a. So hold on, let me just pull that up. I'm curious to see, you know, Peter Lecco and what he had to say about it. You know, Peter Lecco, obviously very well respected, one of the best players, you know, of the past few decades as well. So here we go. Very curious. What do we see here? I'll make this even a little bit. There we go. All right. Let's see.
Usually we would be going crazy for this pairing, but knowing that all this craziness is happening with the qualification, it's kind of what? And Magnus goes, King don't do this, don't do this.
And Hikaru laughs. And King E7.
King E7 finally, and now King E2 draw. King E2, King E7 draw or what?
Look at Hikaru, Peter. He can't stop. Both, it's. I have to say, it's kind of nice to see these two players having a laugh like this. We've seen them fight it out, and we've seen them. Who can forget the Magnus Carlsen chess tour final? We've seen some epic battles between the two. This one is it's just a joke.
Usually we would.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one for sure.
Man, I can't wait. If there was in another reality, you spend like 10 seconds and then you play like D5 and then the game goes on and then like it's totally serious, you know, and they're like they have to provide high level commentary over.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the thing is also it's kind of like it's just not really in the spirit. I mean there's a fine line between like what's like in the spirit and then what's like not in the spirit. I mean, again, like it was very clear that he was trying to meme, and I mean he could have played something normal, could have gone to Berlin, made any number of draws he wanted to. So it just, I don't know, it would have felt like really inappropriate if I had done that.
What if Jeffrey had played King E7 against you?
If Jeffrey had played King E7, I think probably I would have gone King E1, King E8, and then played
no castle.
Seriously, but I mean, but you know, but the thing is with Jeffrey, I could tell that like his attitude was like very kind of the classic elitist attitude. I'm gonna punish him for playing this instead of like having fun with it. Because I think for Jeffrey also there wasn't much on the line at that point, but he tried to play like super precise chess and refute it just like move by move. So I mean that's another way of doing it. But also I would say on the flip side, if you lose the game, you look really bad. Like, I mean, I don't know. Psychologically, I feel like if you try to be super precise and play the best move, it just, I don't know. Yeah.
Alexandra, what about you? If you get hit with E4, well, you play like, you know, Sicilian, so I'm not sure. E4, C5, King E2 is probably not Not well. If it was e4, e5, king e2, would you go king e7, or what would you?
No, I will.
Situation.
I mean, I'm boring kind of person.
D5?
I will not even get this idea to repeat the moves like this. I'm kind of now. Okay, I see that it's possible. I'm learning. I'm a fast learner, that's for sure. But I mean, before, if somebody would play with me king e2, I said, oh, okay, they're just trying to humiliate me winning this way. And no, I would play a usual game. No.
That's fun. Yeah, I like that. The there's been a trailblazers in the field. Anton and Dubov are still playing, by the way. So Karyak and Rajabov isn't the only game.
Yeah, these two are the only two games ongoing, and as you guys said, Karyakin and Rajabov are probably not aware that they can no longer qualify even if one of them wins.
Right. But see, like, to give you an example, like if when I played Shanklin last round, I had some idea of what the tie breaks were. So if I had had like the other board open, I would have been able to tell what was going on based on the other game. So it is, I think, important that at least if the players have the opportunity, they are able to see what's going on. Because in a normal turn, of course, you would be able to see their board. You would see who they're playing against and what the position is.
Has
And
there been
you're
any
not allowed.
discussion about that?
What's
yeah, so
that?
far it hasn't.
Excuse
I
me.
was just gonna ask to Hikaru, sorry, Alexandra, that if there has been any discussion, because in the regulations, I think there was no option of having any other browser open, so you cannot see the other games. But has there been any discussion to change this?
Well, I mean, what I just said is that basically, so the way they start the games is that they have a link that you click on. All the pairings before the event are set up, so they're on a Word document with the actual links, and if they allow you to click the links from that, you cannot go to like Chess24, because obviously if you went to the Chess24 website, there would be an engine on the site. But if you click the link, you can then tab between like 2 or 3 games in the final, like last 2 rounds, I think it is, or last 3 rounds.
So now they could see
It's allowed.
that Aronian has.
It's
Okay,
allowed. Yes.
Okay.
that makes more sense. That makes more sense.
Right.
We're looking. I'm just, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be completely transparent. Hikaru, your double Bongcloud messed up my thumbnail for today. It was gonna be all space themed. Now it's gotta be like you two, having like a good old fashioned. Well, let's put it this way. There's gonna be a hazy effect on the thumbnail. That's all I'm gonna,
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, that's so we'll have to save that one. But I do like the fact that there's a space theme for the whole event.
Right.
Anish
Well,
tweeted.
It's reminiscent of my my waiting screen from outer space. They didn't they do something space themed last year too, or am I crazy?
Did they?
I thought they did. I just remember there was something with like Jan and Preston and those guys doing something with like spacesuits on, like ads or something. I'm not sure what, but I remember something.
We should probably discuss the game. I feel a little bit strange. It's been a while, even though the winner sadly doesn't make it. It feels a bit sad, but
Yes.
Yeah,
They
I
are
mean,
playing.
I think it's an exciting game. I guess computer says white is much better. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's like King H1 and you just ignore it. It's actually, it's probably King H1, and then if you go E takes D, if you go Knight takes either, there's probably Knight G3 and your pawn on E4 is too loose, is my guess. And if ED3, there's probably something like A5 maybe, or maybe you just take on C5 and go Queen B6. It feels a little bit loose here.
if you play G3, G3 H3 is hanging.
I mean, again, computers might say G3 is fine. I don't know. To me, King H1 looks like a very natural
Maybe
game.
white can try D6 or something like this.
Oh, BC
He's taking on
to
C5.
go D6, yeah.
I'm not worried about the
I
discovery.
wanted
course,
to play
because-
D6 and then B takes 5.
Right, but here you can just take and go Queen B6, can't you? Because there's no discovery. I mean, takes Queen B6, BC5, Queen B6, and black has to trade queens. And your position probably just falls apart.
Oh, and if knight takes d3 discover check, then d6. So it doesn't have the time for the check.
Yeah, this looks very bad because of Queen B6 here. But see, again, like as Alexander said earlier, this is why it made no sense at all that like Timur took the draw with Chakra. Was it Chakra?
No, it was
No. It was
Nepomniachtchi.
Yeah, Nepomniachtchi, exactly. Yeah, like it made no sense because
I
he
was
was
surprised,
very
yeah.
much on the outside looking in.
So he takes back, and you're saying now Queen B6, and all the fun is gone.
It looks good, yeah, and he plays it, yeah.
Apparently, Agad Matar's most recent YouTube video revolving around your game, the title is "First Time Chess Made Me Sad." Wow, that's
Oh, hot take.
yeah. No, I think it's mostly just that anytime you see Hikaru Magnus, you wanna. But
yeah, but it's also very clickbaity. Right?
Yes, he will definitely get some. Listen, it's a 2-minute 40-second video. YouTube likes those because they can get an ad in the beginning and an ad at the end, and it's quick. And I was very happy. I expected a Berlin draw, but that was much better than a Berlin draw. So
yeah, no, it was very, very good. Yeah, it was very, very thematic.
Rook B6 attacks the bishop. Man, this is gonna suck for Sergey because he's gonna finish the game like, did I make it? And then they're gonna say no, and he's gonna be like, why did I?
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of like because he had a really good day, didn't he? I thought he was quite a ways out going into today. It felt like maybe I'm wrong, but
Sergey, today he drew the last 2 games. He lost to Mamedjarov. He beat Grandelius, 50%.
oh, so it's just even. Okay, I well, it's probably because day 1 he was out of it, but I just felt like he was
yeah,
behind,
the second day was better. Yes, exactly. He started having chances after yesterday.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough event, and I think again, if you don't get off to a good start, it makes it really, really difficult. Like he's gonna win here pretty soon, but yeah, if you get off to a bad start on the first day, I think it's really, really difficult to come back. It's really important to get off to a fast start on day 1.
Yeah, brackets are out. I just saw that as well. Okay.
Has it been tweeted as well?
Probably.
I assume what? I'm in the same bracket as Magnus, I assume? Yeah. So Wesley avoids him till a potential final. Okay. So I'm the Magnus half, yeah. Okay, exciting.
Yes, let me just pull this up. Okay. So Alexandra told us earlier she's not a big fan of predictions, but I'm still going to ask everybody. What do they think? What are we expecting maybe? Any predictions for this bracket? We have Magnus versus Levon. The winner will play the winner of Jan versus Hikaru, Wesley Alireza, and MVL Anish.
It's gonna be fun.
That's it. There you go. That's a prediction. I like how here they got the bracket sponsored. Look at this. They got the bracket sponsored by somebody.
Oh.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be fun. I mean, again, as I said, the goal is get to the top 8, and then you kind of see what happens. But like you could have a great event. Like I felt like Anish for the most part. I mean, he took his foot off the gas in the last couple of games here today, but he had a great event. But if he loses to MVL, for example, it's not going to matter that he put up like 10 points or whatever phenomenal score that he had. So again, you get to the top 8, and then it's a whole new tournament. You reset and you just start from 0 once again.
By the way, Rajabov has resigned. Now Sergey will get this devastating news. But
yeah.
He had a good event. I mean, he's obviously extremely strong, but do you think it doesn't do him any favors that he doesn't play a lot of these events?
Sergey, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, he did very well, but
I mean, I think Alexandra probably could speak to this better because again, Sergey is in Russia and it's a whole different sort of environment. So like, when I hear about him or I see him, it's, obviously the English media, it's very limited versus what I'm sure like is, you hear about him in Russia. But yeah, I kind of feel like with Sergey, he hasn't been the same kind of player since he had that match against Magnus. It's not to say he's not still very strong, but it feels kind of like the edge. He's lost that edge and he's not as hungry anymore, perhaps in some ways. And so I think that might be affecting him. He's just like, he doesn't really have that sort of aggression that I felt like he once had. Alexandra can correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Well, definitely to be to compete on this very top level and to compete well, to win tournaments and win games. Well, it feels as you should really focus only on chess or like mostly on chess. And yes, Sergey, he does have a lot of other things going on in his life, especially after the match with Magnus. He became like a media person in Russia. And well, it brings more contracts and more attention to your person, but at the same time, there are some, it distracts you from being a professional chess player. But he's still, he's still pretty young, and for a man, if I think if he decides one day like to make an attempt to come back, he's still capable of getting to the very top, because right now he's like in top 20 or something like this, right? His rating also kind of
He's still like 2760, right? 27.
Yeah, he just very rarely plays, but yeah, his rating is still really, really high.
Oh, interesting. So
but I don't like, and actually we mentioned that to put a cross on a player's career, there are so many usually ups and downs. Of course, he's not on the well, right now it's not his biggest level or like that he can get to, but it's up to him to fight back. And I think we will still see in the future some victories from Sergey. That's almost, I'm certain about it. It just can take a few years for him, to get back to like the chess only mode.
Right. Well, I mean, I would also add as another example, you look at Timur Radjabov, someone who it seemed like had not really played much chess in recent times. And then he plays the World Cup, he wins that. I think he's had a couple good results since then. And like, I think everyone had kind of thought like he was kind of done with chess in some ways. But obviously, one event and one good result, you start getting that motivation again. So anything can happen for sure.
He's still the youngest grandmaster in history, right?
True.
I think so. Yeah.
That's a record that no one has taken from him since.
Yet.
It's crazy.
There've been some attempts. Yeah.
But COVID killed so many kids' chances. Like there was Christopher Yu, for example. I mean, he's like 10 and he's an IM and probably already GM level, and he didn't get to play for a whole year. It's terrible. So.
Yeah, I think that's true. For a lot of the junior players, it's been a huge setback not being able to play. For someone like Ali Reza, it's completely fine because he played Norway chess. He has all these online events, but the up and comers who are around like 20, anywhere from probably like 2450 to like 2600, they've had very, very limited opportunities. So it definitely has hurt their progress.
Yeah. So Christopher Yu's like 14 now. Yeah, I mean he's 14 now. Is that actually true? So I guess he was like 12 and change. Or like almost 13 when he when COVID happened. Alexandra, when you said Sergey was like doing more media and everything like that, what does that exactly mean? Does that mean he's a chess ambassador? Does that mean he's just a media, like specifically to chess, or what has Sergey been doing?
He's getting invited to all these TV shows and all different trips to some cities and towns in Russia to open like chess academies to play as simul and etc. etc. He has a family, he has 2 boys, so it also kind of gets he needs to focus on this area of his life as well. And although it's not as challenging as for a woman, but still it requires a lot of attention. So like it's a mixture of things, but it's life again. I mean, sometimes you focus on chess purely and entirely, but then you kind of something distracts you. And well, in order to perform well, like on the very top level, I think we can agree that it's like you should be thinking and focused and entirely on chess, and especially nowadays when the series just growing so rapidly and you just can't go out like for 6 months and come back and immediately start showing the same kind of results. It really requires a lot of energy and dedication and time, and sometimes it's so, I mean, the amount of everything that you need to do in chess on the very high level, it's just overwhelming. So
True. Yeah.
Well, Alexandra, on that note, Sergey's doing all this kind of like opening schools and everything like that. Besides yourself, who would you say is the most famous Russian chess player now? Would you say, is it still?
Well,
we
still have this. No, we still have this Karpov Kasparov thing. So I think if you go out and ask like who is the top player or the most most known chess player in the world, they will still reply with Karpov Kasparov. Then probably Karyakin name, will come up.
Really? Wow! Because of the World Championship.
Sergey, it was really, he was like. It was enormous.
Wow.
And after the match, he was everywhere in every single like TV show and on the first pages of newspapers and magazines. It was like huge, and it's quite understandable. I mean, to tell you the truth, that he kind of got distracted with all this attention, because I mean, chess has always been, I mean, the part of his life, but now he got this attention that he can make profit in some way, and that's, I think, what he's been doing, and it's quite understandable. But at the same time, in order to get back to the result he used to have, he needs to get back, I mean, totally into chess. It will take, I mean, it will happen, I think, but just with time. I mean, it's just ups and downs, and we go in circles in some ways. So
that's interesting.
But it's been, I think Sergey has been, and I mean, also, if you ask about Sergey Karyakin to the Russians, they gonna tell you that he won the match against Carlsen. I remember I was talking to Ekaterina Lagno, and she was saying that her friend, she was, I mean, saying and trying to prove to Katya that actually Sergey won the match. And that's how every Russian, I think, felt, because it was put in such a way that, well, it was such a tense match, and Sergey played brilliantly, and he's the Minister of Defense, and etc. and etc. So everyone, I think, I mean, outside the chess world in Russia believes that Sergey actually did win this title. So everything is well.
Wow, well, given my recent drama, I'm just gonna say that that's very bad news for me. Because if people believe that a guy won the world championship when he did not, I mean, who the hell is gonna? Oh boy! Wow, that does not make me very excited. Well, to his credit, he was winning. He was winning, and he almost won a second game. So wow, I didn't realize, because as a chess fan, I mean, I don't know about kind of Russian news and everything. That kind of makes sense now.
But that's what propaganda is. I mean, you can put any news and make people believe in it. That's how the modern world functions. And in chess, it's, if you say the same story with like the same confidence all over and over and over again, people start believing. So, I mean,
I'm a grandmaster. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go.
Yes. Good,
let's go.
Good.
Chat, repeat after me.
Yes.
Soon FIDE will change the titles. It's gonna be great. They're gonna be like, really? Oh, okay. Guys, it's over. This was a very strange game, Hikaru. I could tell from your facial expressions. You were very confused.
Yeah, I didn't really understand what Anton was doing throughout this whole like rook and pawn endgame. It was very, very weird. But I guess it's not that surprising. Obviously, neither player had anything to play for. So I think once you get a bad position, you just don't. I mean, once you're much worse, why are you going to really try to defend the rook and pawn endgame in a way? Because it has there's no impact. It doesn't matter whatsoever. Especially in an event like this, where there's no rating on the line.
Right. Well, that's it for the preliminaries. Alexandra, first of all, thank you to you for joining as always. But I think, Alexandra, if you join in the future, there will not be any quick draws. That's what I think. But
Are
hey,
you sure? It's 3 in a row. I mean, it's, you know, as we say, that one time is like a chance. The second time in a row, it's a coincidence. But 3 times in a row, it's already something more than that.
I am quite sure that unless it's the 4th game of a rapid section and it doesn't matter, then, well, maybe tomorrow is dangerous because tomorrow we are not guaranteed blitz, but the day after, I think it's at least a guarantee. But obviously, it makes it more fun. We get 4 voices. So, Hikaru, congrats, and hope you have fruitful rest and preparation. Alexandra, hopefully we see you back soon. I feel like we have this conversation every time, and it's every day at this point. So I'm happy with it.
Please do return again. And we need to get that sub count on, but follower count to 25,000 on Alexandra's channel. If you guys forgot about it, 25,000. We are aiming for that.
Yes, at least.
Anna's goal. Anna's goal. Yeah.
I learned it from Hikaru because Hikaru said I had to achieve 100,000 followers on my channel by the end of the year. And it felt like a mission impossible, but it helped so much for people to realize that they can help. And it was a crowd effort, but thanks to Hikaru, it actually happened. So I'm trying to learn from the best and do the same for you, Alexandra.
I believe.
Thank you. Dream big. That's true. That's what, I mean, Judith Polgar is saying, that why women players are rated, so low, compared to the top men players. They just don't dream big enough. You need to set up this goal high enough. You need to say to yourself, okay, 2,700 is my goal. And then when you reach 2,550, it will be nothing. And 2,600, it's going to be nothing. So you need to set up higher goals to reach them.
I think on
so
that.
True. So true.
Very,
GM Levy,
yeah,
anything to
no
add to
no
it?
GM 20. No, I will never insult the integrity of any 2,700.
Okay.
Maybe
World champion,
Yes.
Levy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Even apparently, there's even stronger than that, is what I've learned. So maybe we can shoot for even beyond that. But guys, this was great, and we'll reconvene soon.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks to you guys once again for the coverage, and thank you to Alexandra for just coming on every day and giving us a lot of insight that I think most people don't have. So thank you once again for joining us, and yeah, hopefully we'll do this again soon.
You're welcome. Good luck, Hikaru, tomorrow, and all the best.
Should be fun,
everyone.
Yeah.
See you,
Good
Hikaru.
luck, Hikaru.
Bye, Alexandra.
See you soon.
Bye, everyone.
See you soon.
Bye.